Iran has announced that it is rolling back its commitments under the landmark nuclear deal, marking a further and dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East following the assassination of the Iranian general Qasem Soleimani by the US in Baghdad on Friday. In a statement, Tehran said it would remove all limits on uranium enrichment, but those steps could be reversed if Washington lifted its sanctions on Tehran. It comes as Soleimani's remains have been returned to Iran with enormous fanfare. The multi-city funeral procession is said to be even bigger than the honours given to the late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei. Here you can see the huge crowds in the city of Mashhad as his coffin was brought out onto a stage. The crowd was so large that its journey onto Tehran has been postponed. Meanwhile, in the country where Soleimani was killed, the Iraqi parliament has passed a resolution ordering all foreign troops out of the country and banning them from using Iraq's land, air and waters for any reason. James Robbins reports.
Tens of thousands of Iranians are mourning General Soleimani and apparently getting behind their leaders promising revenge. The chants are familiar, including death to America, but the context has radically changed. The war of words from both sides is intensifying. President Trump has tweeted this threat of massive retaliation. If Iran strikes any Americans or American assets, he says, we have targeted 52 Iranian sites, some at a very high level and important to Iran and the Iranian culture. And those targets and Iran itself will be hit very fast and very hard. The USA wants no more threats.
Is there still risk of attack? Of course there is. There's a tremendous risk.
Right.
And we're doing everything we can to make sure that we take that down and protect American lives. That's the mission set. When the president laid out his national security strategy 3 years ago, this is all in the context of a larger American strategy to create peace and stability in the Middle East.
In the Iraqi capital Baghdad, where the general was killed in the American strike, Iraq's parliament has expressed its outrage, voting for the removal of all foreign forces from the country, although the decision is not necessarily binding. America is busy sending reinforcements to the wider region. In practice, around 5,000 US forces in Iraq are unlikely to leave soon. But the US-led coalition has announced a pause in training of Iraqi forces and operations against IS or Daesh. The whole focus now will be on protecting its bases.